He speaks for all of us.
Testing.
He speaks for all of us junkies. But that's a white people though.
Testing.
White
We're
people
here.
though. No bullshit. It's like
We recording?
yeah, it's recording.
Better
Like
be recording, right? But what about here?
it's recording. It's when it's red. It's recording.
It's recording. All right.
Red when it's red there and it's red there. Red dot.
Red dot on everything.
Bye bye. Yeah, white people have a thing with like they love an anti-hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They love it. It's like it's something mad whimsical about that shit. You know what I mean?
Yo, I forgot to cream us upstairs. I want a shameless plug.
Oh, you want to get it?
Yeah, I do.
I can just take a bottle. I can get it.
Yeah. Grab two of them. We'll have them right here on the table.
Two what?
Two Haitian.
Two bottles. Oh, you meant
bottles of
on the
cream.
display.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At least showing that, hey, yo,
Yeah,
got this
yeah,
for cheap.
Yeah, fuck
At
it,
some
man.
point when I get my shit together, I'll create a
Support
website,
black business,
put a
nigga.
link on our Instagram, and then
Yeah, if y'all
we'll
want
ride
some.
as far as it goes.
You know what I mean? I mean, Boston people know what Clemas is, especially my Haitians, my Zoes. You know what I mean?
Tout haïtien, yo.
Yeah, Alec is gonna go grab it.
Yeah, so we chilling, man. How's your week been?
How
How's your past few weeks been actually? How long's it been? What number show is this? And how long been recording?
dog, I've lost count. I think it's episode 16, Sweet 16. I think it's episode.
Sweet 16. I used to love that fucking show.
For real? Was
Shout
that
out
like
to
your guilty?
TV.
Was that like your guilty
I
pleasure?
wasn't guilty about it at all. I was out and proud about my love for Sweet 16. How could you not love that shit?
But no,
You got little kids balling on them.
right,
Balling on them.
right.
It was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I hated it a little bit. We all
yeah,
did.
we all did. We all
Shout out
did.
to Alec. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Cremas, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
For all my Zoes out there,
I mean,
family recipe, $30 a bottle. You know what I mean? We got y'all out here. Bricks on them.
You know what
Bricks
I
on
mean?
them.
We are trying to do this legal. You understand? We're trying to go the opposite route
Listen, my
that the
wrist game's
society
authentic
wants
either
to.
way.
You said what?
My wrist game's authentic either
That's
way.
true. That's true.
It's either that white or this cremas. I already know what it is. It's all white to me, baby. It's all white to me.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to the cremas game.
You know what I mean?
Don't ask about it. Just buy it.
Softer
time
than a
it
dinner
is.
plate. How you like the? I put the condom on your shit.
Oh, this thing?
a little Jimmy hat on you, if you don't mind.
Actually, I do mind. I prefer raw dogging it. You know what I mean?
Of course,
But,
we know.
But you know,
Like condoms, what are those? Where you get those at? What's it called? But,
Whatever. I'll deal with it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, my couple weeks have been good. We didn't record last week. We were just busy, man. We were just busy, and it just didn't fall in right. We're busy this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're recording at night, which we usually don't even do. But it feels good to record at night because sometimes, like, at the end of the day, you have you're more in a groove than like when we record in the morning. We kind of got to get up for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we're not in that routine, so we're recording at night. I feel like it just feels better. I just don't want to like when we're trying to wrangle everyone together. It's like usually everybody's trying to wind down. That's why I'm like, let's try and get it
Well,
in.
if you think about it, though, that's when we tend to have our best conversations. is-
No, that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the absolute truth.
You know what I mean? When we all come home from work, whatever, or respective responsibilities for the day.
Yeah,
You know, me running the block, you
running my respective block.
running your respective block, and Alec, taking over the world online, and people don't even realize it.
Right. This
knows
is
what's going
all
on
me
there,
figures like
bro.
Alec by the end of 2020, Alec better be either a top scammer, top hacker, or
real.
just like a
Straight
top
up.
or a top troll.
Straight up.
One of the three.
And all three
I don't
are
know.
paying.
Yeah, all three
are
pays.
When you're
Checks-
the top of anything, baby, you're going to get paid.
Them checks be clearing.
You don't do that for free no more.
Them checks clear. But yo, you're right. So Alec, this is episode 16?
Say that again.
Is this episode 16?
I want to say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like
Sweet
from the
16.
editing, from my mind, I'm like, it's episode. Yeah, it's got to be 16.
Alex, since you're a lot closer to 16 than me and Checky are.
No, it's episode 15.
It is.
I believe so. On YouTube, we only have episode 14.
No, because episode 16 didn't go up. So we're on episode 15 didn't go up.
15 didn't go up. Okay.
I just put a bunch of clips or whatever.
Okay. So
But-
it is 16 then.
Yeah, we're on episode 16. But what you say, Jeremy? You said since Alec is closer to
Yes,
16.
you're closer to 16 than me and Chucky here.
Jeremy's about to say something wild. Go ahead.
What thing did you want the most in life when you were 16 that you look back at now? Like, why did I even want that? Like, really?
When I was 16.
16 to
what
20.
did I want the most?
Yeah.
While Alec thinks about that, everybody, welcome to the show, episode 16.
What up?
I'm Check. This is Jeremy.
What it do?
Alec behind, you know what I mean, behind the
What's
boards.
good?
But yeah, welcome to the Boston Bro Show.
Let's
Back
go.
to what Jeremy asked you, because that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because you learn a lot. You learn a lot from 16 to 20.
Yeah.
You do like that's a leap. You know what I mean?
16.
16 years.
I was in 10th grade.
Yeah, in like 10th grade, maybe your junior,
No,
maybe.
I was junior year.
Yeah.
Junior year 16. No, I was 10th grade 16. Because I always turn, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
was 18, so yep, 16. I was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Been through my house parties by then.
So one thing I wanted,
I was a good Christian boy. Go ahead.
I don't know, probably like my license at that time, maybe. Just because like I really,
license.
at the time, because I started driving when I was literally like the 8th grade, I think.
yeah.
With my
Alec
mom.
Alec was legit 6 feet tall when he was fucking 9. So
Yeah, so, and I remember like even before my freshman year, I think like when I had to go there during the summer to my high school, I like drove there from here with my mom and shit. So probably like my license at that time, I was just ready to, and I still don't even have it, funnily enough, but at the time, I really enjoyed driving and like being on the road. So probably my license, I would say, when I was 16 maybe, but.
you see, but now, do you have a different perspective on it?
Yeah, because before, like, I equated driving with freedom.
Right.
And it was like such a big responsibility to have your license.
Yeah.
But now that like I've driven a lot more now, it's not really like that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's just
not what
trash.
it's cracked up to be.
It's
really.
trash.
Like,
It's trash. Growing up is trash. Like getting your
adults
license,
and shit,
getting a
man.
job, all that shit. Like, yeah, it's more money equals more freedom. Because when you're young, that's all you're looking for is more freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In any way you could get it.
Looking for
And
something you know nothing about.
yeah. And yeah, you know nothing about. And it's like getting a job, working, getting more money, getting a car, all this other shit is more freedom. When all that, at the end of the day, dog, all that shit is trash. Like,
really
have
is.
fun with your friends, man. Don't spend
really
more
is.
time working than chilling with your friends. Chill with your friends, go places, live off your parents as long as you can. like real talk. Like, if you can, this is a privilege.
Listen,
If you had to
absolute
get up and
privilege.
get a job like us, like, come on, there was 6 of us.
Yeah.
We, you know what I mean? We had to, at 14, get a job because mom wasn't going to be paying for Jordans. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like, you had to go out and get that
And
shit
we lived a
yourself.
lavish lifestyle.
Yes, we did.
We lived a lavish lifestyle
Yes, we did.
for our ages. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was the gilded age.
Yeah, it was
It truly
yeah,
was.
Yeah. Back
Gold
when-
everything, baby. Best
that
of
was
everything.
back when if you wanted sneakers, the thing that was in between you getting the new Jordans was the money.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you
That's
had the
it.
money, you could have got it.
Yeah.
Now we're like aging ourselves, but we're not that. Oh, I just turned 31.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On Friday. Jeremy's 35. Like, we're not like, it's like we are very much in that in-between era where we were young enough to understand how things used to be, but
Yeah.
in that same generation we grew up with how things changed.
Yeah.
We still know
We grew up on this technology wave.
right.
and,
We
like,
know what a rotary phone is and a VHS and all that other shit. We grew up and one of our aunts had a rotary phone, but at the same time, we were the same generation was the first ones to get touchscreen phones, iPhones and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like we understand both sides of the big gap of
going through all the G's with the technology at this point.
right, real millennial shit, big millennial shit. But yeah, like I don't know.
Whereas Alec was born directly right in the technology age with
Yeah.
You see, I feel
and
like
nothing but victories.
I was born kind of on the cusp of the like right in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Because I
I've
think he's
seen a lot of
technically
them.
because I think you're technically a millennial.
I was born 1999.
Yeah, I think that is like the last. I feel like 1998 is the last year.
Yeah.
So because I remember Alec. Come on, I used to hold Alec like this. You know what I mean? I remember we were watching
when he beat
Shrek
you.
on VHS on tapes. You know what I mean? In 2000, 2001. You know what I mean? We were doing that. So it's like, yeah, like Alec understands that his first video game was what, GameCube
It was
or
your Nintendo 64.
my Nintendo 64, right? You know what I mean? So it's like he was around. Like the kids that are 20, they should know a lot of things if they were paying attention at least. You know, but yeah, damn. What made you ask that question?
No, just asking.
Oh.
Hey, we're talking about the Sweet 16 and everything like that.
Oh, right.
So I didn't think about being 16 again and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my first car, the White Devil.
So
BMW, right?
Yeah, that white. Yo, I remember. Yo, this stick car. Alec knows the story because Alec is the motherfucker that let me know of the car. I parked my car, right? I parked my car. I put the e-brake up. The e-brake was up. It was a stick car. It was my first car, stick car. This is when my brother Mike had to show me about the whole first gear thing. I put the e-brake up, and then I'm downstairs and Alec is outside. Were you like rollerblading?
Yeah, I was roller skating.
Roller skating outside. Shout out to roller skating. Alec was outside roller skating. And then I hear Alec like rushing down the stairs in his roller skates. Yeah. I jump up. I'm like, what's up? He's like, Uncle Check, your car is rolling. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? And this Alec had to be, if I'm 17, Alec had to be 7. Yeah, he had to be 7. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you talking? I run up the stairs. My car is down the street. Yeah. I parked it in front of the house, and you wouldn't think that my car, but when you pay attention on our street, it kind of is it's an incline a little bit. It's not a hill, but it's not flat. Yeah, you would think it's flat just by eyeballing it, but it's not. That shit rolled from our side of the street to the other side of the street and was slowly rolling down. And Alec caught it. And mind you, like when you're moving, but something else is moving. So I can imagine what he's going through, like seeing him on rollerblades and seeing the car roll back.
Like, honestly, it was a little bit of that, but like, because when the car started to, because I remember I was outside and it was stationary for a minute. And then I remember that I actually like stopped for some reason and then it started to move. And I remember that I rolled because I thought you were in the car.
Right.
And I was about to roll up to the car and see where you're going. And then I remember I look inside like nobody's in there and it's dark. And I remember like hitting the window for some reason. I'm like, yo, check. Like
you thought I might be sleeping in that bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. And I remember I rolled, that whole exchange is probably like 10 seconds.
Right.
And the car might be like in the middle of the street. And my dumbass, I went in front of the car trying to stop the bitch or some shit. And then after that, I realized it was futile and shit. And that's when I ran downstairs to get checked. But yeah, it was honestly crazy. I thought it was tripping. It was a weird moment, to be honest. Like,
no, that is weird as shit, bro. Like, I would have, shout out to the fast thinking. But by the time I got outside, it had already stopped. It was, I guess it rolled so slow that it just hit the curb and was like, doom. Yeah. And just stopped, but on the other side of the street. Like, imagine if that shit kept going down the street.
But another car coming down the street just hitting.
Yeah, and just hitting it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was nuts. That was nuts. But shout out to being 16 and fucking getting your first car and the excitement over that. You know? Yeah, so you want to get to game 7, baby? You want to get to game 7?
That meme that she posted when the Rockets went to game 7 that you posted in the chat was like so perfect.
Which one?
The one was the Rick and Morty one.
Nick, yeah.
That shit was so fitting, dog.
Yo, that's karma right there. Because I was laughing hard at that shit.
Yo.
After our game 7, I was like, no, that's us.
Yo.
Being a Celtics fan, since we got the big 3 on, when the Celtics are in the playoffs,
yo, it's never sweet.
It's
never sweet.
Man.
I don't have much left, bro. I really don't have much left. It's like being a Boston sports fan. Like, when I try to tell that to people, people laugh. They don't take it seriously. Like, yo, this is not a game. This is stressful. It's easier when your teams suck.
Yeah.
Because when your teams are good, you have no season of rest.
Yes. It's year round, man.
Expectations are
Year-round.
sky high. And if it ain't the Red Sox, it ain't the Celtics, it ain't the Patriots, then don't let the Bruins get on their shit. And like you're just like casually watching, and then next thing you know, you get wrapped up in it. Don't watch one Bruins playoff game because you will get wrapped up.
Yo, listen to a hard-body Bruins fan to talk about the Bruins. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Dude.
Talk about a real love-hate relationship, man.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Shout out to Chara, man. Shout out to Chara. Shout out to Krug. Shout out to Marshawn, Patrice. It's Patrice. You know what I mean? Shout out to Patrice. You know, like that is like shout out to Tuca as well. You know, like
He's about to be out.
yeah, because he opted out like late, which was like very weird. But I understand it. Anybody that opt out in 2020. I got no negative feelings to you. Do your thing. But yeah, like game 7.
Yeah, Game 7 was beautiful. Pivoting back to that, it was tough series. For us, it's a big win because we took out the champion.
Yeah.
Like it or not, the Raptors are still the champions.
Yo.
They like defending fucking champions.
They
too.
would not
They would
die,
not,
bro.
Man,
They would not
it
die.
took a Marcus Smart hero block shot.
Marcus Smart, 100 years. 100 years, Marcus Smart.
100-year contract for Marcus Smart.
He should never wear another never wear another jersey in his career. Danny Ainge, get it done. If you don't get it done, we showing up to your house. Marcus Smart.
That'll be one of the first official duties of the fan club.
Yeah, we campaign
trade
it
him.
outside of Danny Ainge's crib. Like, nah, no,
JB, Marcus Smart, Jason, untradeable.
Untradeable.
Not
untradeable.
going anywhere.
Yeah, man,
100-year contract. Let's go.
dude.
Nah, but it's a crazy wild series. Shout out to the Raptors. I'm so happy we got them the fuck up out of here.
Dog.
I can't stand Nick Nurse.
Jeremie hates Nick
I
Nurse.
cannot stand the fact that I have to show him the type of respect I show any other coach out there who's ever won a championship. Like Nick Nurse. Really? Let's be real here. Does anybody see Nick Nurse winning another championship in his career? Leading his team to a championship.
I don't know. I can't call it. I can't call it. But
Wouldn't that depend on how good Pascal gets? Because they paying homie like $200 million.
yeah.
So,
They
I
giving
mean,
Pascal
If that's
all the
case,
dough.
That's for damn sure Nick Nurse ain't winning another
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, listen.
JB had he had the clamps on Pascal.
All
did.
serious.
The clamps,
All
bro.
serious.
And that's the one thing that saved him is OG hitting that shot, that game winner.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hit that game winner and we go up 3-0, because that's what made people forget how badly JB had him locked up in
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
He couldn't do nothing.
They needed to set a screen like that to get him open.
Yeah, man. Like he had to lock him up. If he OG had to hit that shot because it would have been looking bad for Pascal. And at the end of the day, yeah, they forced 7, but it wasn't because of him.
Yeah.
It was because of them little fucking munchkins playing Vliet and fucking in Kyle Lowry. I'm mad at the Celtics for me having to say Van Vliet's name so much. And he's about to get paid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nick's about to give him $150 million,
Yep.
which he deserves. Well, now he don't deserve that, but he deserves a good contract. He's, you know what I mean? He's earned the right. But back to the Celtics, back to the game 7. Like I didn't realize how much that game was stressing me out until it was over. It was on my birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I went into game 6, like, yo, I did the math. And it's so funny. I didn't even think about it until like an hour before game 6. I was like, oh shit. If we don't win today on Wednesday, that means game 7 is going to be on Friday on my birthday. I cannot do this. I'm like, yo, this is too much. This is too much. And like, I didn't realize how bad I had nerves all day. And it wasn't until the game was over that I realized it was because of that. Like, it really was. I wasn't able to fully like enjoy my birthday because this shit was hanging over my head like a fucking pendulum.
Man. It's a damn game 7.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's a game 7, yet the team you want, the team
Yeah.
you're rooting for.
And
the
on
team
top
you
of that,
ride
it's
with
not
on
like
the line, man.
Yeah, and it's not like we forced the game 7.
Exactly.
We blew it.
We blew it.
And they were able to force the game 7. So the whole energy is
That whole scene was
negative.
crazy. We're dominating up 2-0. Game 3 happens. He hits that shot. We're up 2-1. And then game 4, I chalked that up to, okay, we're just coming off the energy of game 2.
Yeah.
So
Game 3.
Of what we just did, what we just did in game 3, right? And then we beat y'all in game 4. Y'all blow us out of game 5. And then game 6 was like your championship comeback.
They beat us game 4.
Yeah, they did beat us game 4.
Yeah, and then
Game five
we
was the
won game
blowout.
5, and
And
then
we-
they won game 6.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, you said they won game 4. But nevertheless, go ahead. I know you said we won game 4.
But anyways, nevertheless, yeah. So they win game 3. Off that momentum of winning game 3, they go ahead and win game 4. We blow them out in game 5, right?
Yeah.
Blow them out in game 5. And then game 6, they win, which I chalk it up to, we're the champions. You're going to need at least 2 games to knock us out.
Yeah.
So they win game 6, and then game 7's a nail biter.
Yeah. And
And who do you think had the best game in game 7?
the best game in game 7,
For Toronto?
Period.
Probably for Toronto, Fred VanVleet again. Didn't he have like 20 points that game?
yeah, he turned up in that third quarter after having a bad. Because I felt like everyone played just okay. Like, I felt like, because JB started, I would have to say Jalen. Because, and I think Jalen had the best series, period.
Yeah.
I would say Jalen because he started off hot the way we needed him to start off hot. Because even though we won the game, you look at those last 5 minutes where we needed Kemba, we needed Jason, we needed someone to make a shot. We didn't even hit any field goals. We just kind of held on, and Jason was a highest scorer. He played well, but I guess I would say Jalen because he set the tone early that it was going to be a battle. Because if he didn't do that, I felt like we would have lost. They would have got ahead in that first half. But what do you think?
Best series, best player, Marcus Smart. Best game that game will be Jaylen Brown. Best player in the series, I would say Marcus Smart.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with none of them.
I'm not even emphatic about that either. He literally just popped in my head because I agree with every point you just made about Jalen. I was like, wait a minute though, Marcus Smart, that fucking block though, man.
Yeah. Yo, incredible. Because when it happened, it happened, but this is why it's crazy because that's my privilege. That's my Marcus Smart privilege is that even though I saw that happening and I knew he was going to he could tie the game, I, hand to God, fully believed that Marcus Smart was going to stop him.
You know what?
I felt there was mad other times where they put a shot up that could have gave them the lead and all that, and it made me nervous. Yeah. But that play didn't make me nervous.
And correct me if I'm wrong. In Game 6, when Norman Powell hit that and one layup, that was on Marcus, right?
Yeah, he was talking heavy shit.
Yeah. And think about it, it's the same feeling I had in the Game 7 play, the same feeling I had in that Game 6 play. It just turned out in 2 different ways. I completely expected Marcus to strip that motherfucker in Game 6 when it was coming down with the ball. But I gave it to Norman Powell.
Yeah.
Get that layup. Then he wanted to run his mouth after the game and everything. Like, okay.
He did. According to Fred VanVleet, we was in trouble. We fucked up. But Fred VanVleet, yo, I'm never saying his name again. I'm gonna keep on. Freddie is back home. We deported them niggas.
Fred Van Drake.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. Shout out to the Celtics for pulling it off, doing what we needed to do. And I'm happy that game went. I'm kind of happy that series went 7 games.
Yeah, because we won.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. Like all things considered, I'm happy because what it did was, I don't think there was a harder team to beat than Toronto matchup wise. After seeing the series and seeing, you know what I mean? Before it, I picked the Celtics in 6. We won in 7. I never saw it going 7. I saw it maybe 5-6, and it was heading that way. But what it did for us, what it did for me as a fan, and what I hope that it did for the Celtics is realizing that, listen, like I always say about the playoffs, it comes down to shot making down the stretch. And we got out coached in those final minutes. We say what we say about Nick Nurse, but Toronto always had an answer.
They did.
Always had an answer.
Yeah.
They were not, when I remember before it, I said either we blow them out, but if it's a close game, we're going to lose.
I remember you saying that too, yeah.
You know what I mean? And because every time the game was close, when it became chess, they had better moves than we did, even though we had way better options.
Yeah.
Way better options. But they knew how to play they knew how to play together better than we did. But I always say talent beats out team.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, talent beats out team. And that's what I think happened in Game 7. At the end of the day, we have more talent than they did. And when it came down to shot making, once Kyle Lowry
Fouled
out,
Yeah.
it was like, what are their options here?
Yeah.
They can either go to Siakam, who's been off all series, or they can go to Van Vliet, where we have an enormous we have a lot of great defenders that we can throw at him. Well, we ended up throwing a rookie on him, and he blocked him.
Yeah.
A rookie. So like, we're on the flip.
That was Grant, right?
It was Grant. Shout out to Grant because he
shout out to
gave
Grant
us
Williams.
great minutes in that Game 7.
Again,
Great minutes. And
let these rookies play.
yeah, let the rookies play, man. Let the rookies
let
play.
them get some burn out there.
Yeah, they got to get burned because
all we've done, if anything, Danny Ainge has shown he drafts overachievers
Yeah.
in terms of players.
he does.
Like he does a great job of drafting talent.
Yeah.
And I've never been disappointed with any rookie he's ever drafted in terms of what I saw on that court those first couple of years. Okay, this is a good rookie. This is a good person to bring in to see what can happen long term.
Yeah.
You know, he does.
Because you look around, drafting and look around the league. We're about to go up against the Heat, and they have a couple players that used to play for the Celtics. You know what I mean? We got Jay Crowder in a throw-in, and Jay Crowder played great for us. And then he hasn't played great for anybody else in his other stops after he left us, Cleveland and Utah. And I feel like he was in another stop before then, but now he's the Grizzlies. Yeah, and then now he's in Miami and they're utilizing him correctly. Same thing with Kelly Olynyk, you know? And Kelly Olynyk, who we drafted before, we drafted over Giannis. But hey, that's a whole nother thing. We make mistakes. Danny Ainge isn't perfect.
Well, speaking of the Heat, what you guys thinking of that matchup?
I'll say this. I am way more confident in playing the Heat than I am playing any of them. Whether it had been Toronto, Milwaukee, the Nets, well, not the Nets, but Toronto or Milwaukee, I'm way more confident playing Miami. Because I don't trust Jimmy Butler. I remember what I said before. The way that Miami plays, to me, Miami plays better when they have a bunch of shooters. It's Jimmy Butler, Bam, and a bunch of shooters. They play better when they're moving the ball around. When Jimmy Butler comes on the court, Jimmy Butler isos. He does other things. I'm not saying that's the only thing he does, but he slows the ball down.
Yeah, 2-ball dominant.
Yeah, I like when we play a team that they have people that slow the ball down. I love it. Because we struggle when we have to run back and forth on people defending all these 3-point shots to the door. When they get into we'd get killed by a team like the Rockets. And Miami's the best 3-point shooting team in the league. You know, so with Jimmy Butler, he slows things down.
And he's a terrible 3-point shooter.
And he's a terrible 3-point shooter. So he adds a whole bunch of other things to that team. Of course, that makes them, makes them great defensively, all this other things. But going up against a team like us and the way we match up, I'm definitely way more confident going into Miami. I think we should beat them. I think we should beat them in 5 games. Yeah, I think we should beat them in 5 games.
5 games.
What do you think? How do you feel about the series?
Alec, you got any thoughts yet? Still gathering mine.
I don't know. I was when we were playing Toronto, I was really adamant with Czech. I thought we were going to get them out of here on like 6 or 5 or 6 games, and they took our ass to 7 games. And mind you, they are champions, but it's like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it'll be a 7-game series. I'll say that. I don't think we're going to take them 7 games. I think I'll just bite the bullet, so we're going to get them out of here in 6 probably.
6. 6 is always reasonable.
Yeah.
6 is always reasonable. I understand. Because this is the conference finals, and these teams aren't gonna. Because the thing is, the thing that kept Toronto and pushed it to 7 games is because they were the champions.
Yeah.
And they got veteran leadership that have done this before. And say what you want about Kyle Lowry, but he's a great leader.
Yeah.
When I look over at Miami, I see a team that, yes, I know everyone is sucking Miami right now because they got the Bucks out of here.
Up out of here.
But to me, that is the thing about matchups. The Bucks didn't have defenders that can match up with Miami shooting. And they knew, and they have a center that can at least try and stop and force everyone else out. You know what I mean? And then Giannis, he was still putting up his numbers, but nobody else was hitting shots until Chris Middleton when Giannis went down. Yeah. They don't match up. They matched up really well with Milwaukee. They don't match up that well with us. You know, we beat Miami 2 out of the 3 games this season. We played them. Both times we played them with Jimmy Butler. The last time we played them in the bubble was without Jimmy Butler, and they beat us. Because there was no one stopping the ball. Jimmy Butler was out. All they were doing is throwing the ball, pass here, pump fake, pass, hitting shots.
And in those 2 games during the regular season when we beat them, either Gordon Hayward or Jason Tatum were damn playing those games either.
Yeah. I think it was Gordon. Because I don't think Jason missed any games.
No,
he did?
Definitely Jason who missed because that was like, I think Miami was the first team we played after Kobe had died.
And Jason didn't play?
Jason didn't play. Yeah. Yeah. And then another game was because Gordon was out. So we played them those 2 regular seasons wins. One of those victories, it was without Gordon. Another one of those victories was without Jason.
Mm-hmm. And we whooped them.
Yeah.
And we whooped them. And then the game that we lost to them, they beat us, but it wasn't like no beatdown or some shit like that. It was just like, yo, they hitting everything.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up losing by like 10.
Honest, it reminded me a lot of the Dan Rockets game.
Right, exactly.
Because they were moving the ball like the Rockets and just shooting nothing but threes.
Right. Yeah.
So, it's my first immediate reaction after we won Game 7 is that we're about to get the Heat up out of here in 4-5, gentlemen sweep. Mm-hmm. Right? I was like, Ali, the same vibe I have going into Toronto, and then we went to 7. Yeah. Hear me out here. Mm-hmm. Prepare yourself. It's gonna be another 7-game fucking series.
Jeez.
It's gonna be a 7-game series. And the number one thing I'm taking, and I typically don't take, too much from series to series. I like to take a whole collection of a team's playoff experience that year versus the next season. But there's one thing that stays, whether the fans are there or not, or what's going on, and that's coaching. Eric Spoelstra is going to outcoach Brad Stevens.
Okay.
It's going to be a knockout series where we got much better talent than them. We should sweep them, but this is going to be the series, win, lose, or draw. It's going to be like, yo, Brad may not be our guy.
Oh, damn.
There's going to be
we going that deep.
There's going to be feelings of like, yo. Brad.
So so a 7-game series?
7-game series, and Eric Spoelstra is going to be the difference in that series. I'm picking us to win, but it's either sweep or 7. Either we sweep them, or we get them up out here out of 7. All or nothing.
Sweep or 7, but we win both.
Yeah, we win
both ways.
Win both.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, telling you, man, like, I didn't like that series against Toronto, seeing how Nick Nurse was doing what he was doing. I didn't think the maybe it's because my disgust for Nick Nurse masked my ability to see how good of a coach he is, or or whatever the fuck, right? But he really, if not was up to the task against Brad, definitely outcoached him in that series, man.
And here's my thing. Like, I can see
But aside from the Spoelstra narrative as well, I believe in Miami's defense, at least that defense being against us. You know, they rotate very, very well. They're coached up very, very well. We all know what Jimmy Butler can do as an individual on defense, which even though I agree with Checky's point about I think that team's better off against us with Jimmy sitting down, I understand the reason why they start him, because if he sits down, that's the only defender they have.
I'm not saying don't start him.
No, I'm not saying
don't
don't start him, but I'm just saying like their matchup better against us when he's not on the court. Was your ultimate point, right? Yeah. So they match up better up against us when he's not on the court, but at the same time we will savage them on defense with exception to Bam Adebayo, of course.
Yeah, because both teams play great defense. We have like I'm like that's in the postseason. Yeah, we have the number 1 defense in the postseason. Mm-hmm. They have the number 2 defense in the postseason. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm tempted to say fake news, but who's your source?
ESPN.
Fine.
What do you think? I'm just fucking
reading
Joe Schmo. Like, what the fuck does Twitter say? Who has the best defense?
That's the liberal sport hub.
Yeah, the liberal sport. But yeah, like they play really good. They play good defense. But I'm not, because the thing is with me, I don't carry much like things like series to series. I guess like how you played in this series dictates how you're gonna play in the next. Because I'm all about matchups. I'm all about like this team is going to be tough for them. This team should be easier. This team can pose this problem for them. This team, so when it comes to Miami, it's like they're relying on a lot of rookies and a lot of people that have never been here before. Whereas the Celtics, even though the Celtics are very young, all of them have been here before. I think they said I think this is Jaylen Brown's 3rd conference finals.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's 2nd conference finals. Kemba's 1st, but Marcus Smart's 4th conference finals or some shit like that. 3rd or something like that. Like the Celtics have low key a very young but very experienced team.
Yeah.
And in order to beat us, you have to have your go-tos. I didn't want to play Milwaukee because Milwaukee was a team that they know what the fuck they do. And they have dominant players at that position in Giannis. And we had no answer for him. The two teams I've seen us have the biggest problems with in this era of this Celtic, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, all that, is number 1, Houston. We've never had an answer for James Harden. Ever. He fucking destroys us. We beat him that one time, like last year, when Marcus Smart forced those like multiple charges and shit. But outside of that, they dominate us. And then Milwaukee, we play pretty even with Milwaukee, but this new Giannis,
MVP
Giannis, he's too much. Because we have no answer for him.
Especially when the refs always give him the damn call when
right.
he plays us as well.
Exactly.
He's allowed to just bumble and stumble into the fucking paint all day.
All day.
Knocking people over.
Right.
And getting and ones and blocking calls and
This series pretty much the matchup I'm worried the key matchup for me is Kemba Walker, but this might surprise you, versus Bam Adebayo. If Kemba Walker can get to the rim and score with Bam helping, we sweep this series. We sweep, because that's the biggest issue that Kemba had with Joel Embiid, and the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem Kemba has. Period. On our team is battling the trees. When you got a lot of trees, and even though they play great defense, Miami has one. And if we can get him into foul trouble early, they're done. They are done. They cannot guard the rim. You know, and they have a bunch of, they got Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson and all these no-name. And number one, they're not going to win. They got too many white boys. I'm saying it. They got too many white boys on that team. And there it is. There it is. There it is.
Give them enough rope.
Myers Leonard, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Kelly Olynyk. You're giving too many white boys too many minutes. You can't win. You can't win. But no, Dragic. You can't win.
Listen, man.
You know what I mean? Gorgon, you can't win. You can't win with him. You can't win with him.
But I'll tell you this, though. Those fucking white boys are some of the feistiest white boys I've ever seen.
Right.
Play ball,
they're feisty, but but know where feisty gets you in the playoffs? In foul trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. You can't.
And
I'll see that.
we have a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
And, we have a lot of weapons, a lot of options.
Yeah.
And they only got 6 fouls.
And your pick is
5.
Gentlemen's sweep.
Celtics in 5.
Gentlemen's
I don't know
sweep.
which game we're gonna lose. We might lose the first game.
Yeah.
But I don't see us sweeping.
I think I see us blowing them out the first 2 games, and then game 3 they just win.
Yeah,
And then
because there's gonna be one game they're gonna hit everything.
There's gonna be a format in which it just plays out to freaking 7 games, man.
Yeah.
I just had that vibe now going into this, and plus the NBA is corrupt, and the NBA won 7 games.
And also,
out of
what do you
every round?
Yeah, that's true.
Out of every round, everything's going 7.
If I was Adam
Both
Silver, I would
conference
come out and say it. I'd be like, yeah, we wanted to go 7, nigga. The fuck? What are you, dumb? Of course I wanted to go 7. It's more.
Fuck you broke boys know about making money.
Yeah, like.
Fuck on my face when we rob you.
Yeah, like, what? You know what I mean?
Straight up.
I ain't David Stern there. I'll tell you what it is. But what's it called? Woody, so now they're saying they officially said Gordon's out for tomorrow. But like we talked about off air, I didn't even know. I really did not even know they were thinking about him starting the series. I knew he would play in the series, but I didn't think they were.
Game 1's tomorrow night, and that officially marks the end of his 4-week.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So so that means to me that if he's out tomorrow, then that means he's gonna play game 2. I'm pretty because it was
some point in the series he's definitely gonna play.
Yeah, because they announced it at 5:00 today. So with less than 24 hours before they announced that he's not gonna play, you're giving him 3 more days. I think he's gonna play game 2. He's probably gonna play maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, at this point, hopefully, the only reason they're sending him out as a precaution is not because he still has some type of swelling going on.
Yeah, like nagging thing.
Yeah.
I read that he practiced today, but I don't think it was like a team practice. I think he practiced but we'll see. I don't want him on the floor until he's practiced with the team twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it's limited, I'm okay with limited. Because he's going to be limited even if he comes back.
Do you think we're going to need him in this series where we needed him against Toronto?
Yes. I think he's the one I think he's the ultimate thing that's going to make us whoop them. I think without them, we need everything to align. Without him, we need everything to align. I think with him, I think we have room. We have wiggle room to fuck up a little.
Yeah.
Because we will have those times where we go through those scoring droughts. Yeah. And there's going to be that time when, and Miami's going to hit everything. It's going to be straight Miami
and that's
heat.
Why I think even if it's a sweep, it's not going to be a blowout sweep.
Yeah, it'll be like close games.
I think we're going to blow them out in game 1, though.
Yeah.
I think we're coming with so much energy, and people are going to be so amped off that game 7.
And people have been sucking Miami crazy.
They have. They've
been sucking Miami. And I'm like, yo, don't give rookies like that that much. Because it's outside of Jimmy Butler and Dragic, all of them are young. Even Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk has to be, 26? 27 maybe? Like all of them and he's like the middle. Everyone else on that team is young except Iguodala and goddamn and their bodyguard Udonis Haslam. But you can't gas
no
up.
disrespect, UD.
No disrespect. But yeah, I think that I'm fully believe that they're a little gassed up, and I don't in the Celtics know better. they're hyped off this, and this Celtics team is focused. And I'm just watching Kemba get into the basket. That's if Kemba's getting to the basket, they are in trouble.
I'm telling you,
we're sweeping them.
There was a layup, I think it was in game 6. Game 5 or game 6 Kemba had, where he got it like right directly underneath the basket. It just skied up for a layup. Got it in, he scored. Ever since that layup, he's just been off to me. You know, the way like his hesitation move isn't as, his step back isn't as popping as it typically is those last 2 games, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's something going on with them, or maybe I'm just not giving Toronto's defense good enough credit.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of closing on him.
I think it's a mix of both. I saw what you saw.
Yeah.
And this lack of like just quickness.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I also noticed how Toronto's defense was swarming him.
Yeah,
a lot.
Him a lot.
Yeah. It was like he couldn't get away.
Yeah.
Even through the screen, they were like, "Fuck it, we'll double or we'll both shift to this way to make you get." I think Nick Nurse's goal was to get the ball completely out of his hands.
That box and one defense he was
right
against him fucking worked.
Right,
it worked. It disrupted him, man, real bad. But we'll adjust to that though. You just got to kick the ball. Got to move the ball out of his hands faster. Recognize that he's the target.
Because it's like, who is guarding? I can't even tell you Miami's starting 5. Who is guarding Kemba Walker?
Yeah.
Who is guarding Jaylen Brown? Who is guarding Jason Tatum? Jimmy Butler can't guard them all. Yeah. And they play great defense, but you like team defense, not individual. Yeah, exactly. Not individual defense. And we can legit, who's your biggest threat? Whoever's your biggest threat, okay, throw Marcus Smart on him.
Yeah.
We need Marcus to guard Jimmy Butler? Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't even think we need to do that. I think Jalen should just stay on Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Marcus got whoever's the starting point guard.
Right.
Shut down the offense on both fronts.
But yeah, shout out to...
That's what I'm saying. It should be... listen, it should be a sweep. Let's be real here. Yeah. We should sweep these dudes.
Yeah, we're better than them. We match up. We're better than them, and we match up really well with them. We should win the first 4 games. I don't see why we should lose. But I'm only going to give them 1 because there's going to be a game where they hit everything.
Yeah.
And it's going to be over early. It's going to be third quarter. They just hit everything. Yeah. They get a 15-point lead, and we just can't get it back. Yeah. Get it close again. Yeah. And I'm ready for that.
Going to the 4th down 35.
Yeah, like them niggas, you know what I mean? Kelly Olynyk's fucking swearing at fucking Brad Stevens like, you shouldn't have traded me, you bitch ass nigga. Fucking Jimmy.
Calls him a nigga too.
Yeah, he calls him a nigga. Jimmy Butler, who still
stays out of it.
Jimmy Butler tries to threaten Jalen on some shit. Yeah, most definitely. You know what I mean? That's going to happen. Bam Adebayo's throwing everybody shit. He starts cuff blocking shit, going up and grabbing and bringing it down. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But then we're going to dust it off and like, okay, that's 1 game. Yeah. But yeah.
Those are our picks for the Heat then, man.
Yeah.
What's going on in the sports world right now?
Fucking shout out to Mike D'Antoni. Shit. Mike D'Antoni ain't coming back.
Calling it quits.
Calling it quits.
They quitting each other. They quitting each other.
Yo,
they both won it out.
Who, the Rockets and him?
The Rockets and him. I think they both won it out.
I think, because the Rockets, you know, you got them come to Jesus moments with a lot of teams about like, yo, where do we go from here? And Philadelphia had to do that. And the Rockets have to do that.
The Bucks are about to do it.
And the Bucks have, you heard about that whole 3-hour lunch that Giannis went on?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
trade everybody.
Yeah.
I want Chris Paul. He wants Cory Booker from the Suns. He's gonna get it too. We're gonna see a stacked Bucks team next year.
And I promise you, the Bucks are gonna make a call to Houston for James Harden. And they're gonna have to pick up and listen. Houston's going to pick up and listen. I'm telling you that. That's all I'm saying. They're going to pick up. Like, oh my God. They owe Russell and Harden so much money.
Listen, I was literally thinking that would be the perfect setup. But then you have Harden and Giannis playing together.
But I think that's
do you think they can let bygones be bygones?
And I think so, because I think they both
want to. I don't think Giannis can.
You think so?
Giannis is sensitive, yo.
Yeah, he is sensitive.
Giannis.
But I think the thing that might trump that is he wants to win.
But he's Euro sensitive, man.
Yeah.
He's
That's
Euro
true.
sensitive. And that whole.
What about some?
Because Giannis is
Go ahead.
a sensitive, honorable type where even if the Bucks load up next year and they lose, he'll re-sign with them. Because I believe when he says, "Yo, I'm not leaving until I bring a chip here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna LeBron. I'm gonna stay here and I'm here for the long haul no matter what. I'm gonna do what Dame's doing, whatever." Right? So he'll be like KG and be faithful to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
So next year with whoever the Bucks bring in, I don't think it's gonna make a difference in terms of his decision. You know, because especially when he sees like, "Yo, I own this franchise now." You know,
Yeah.
I'm having lunches
He
with
do.
the owner, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm
He do.
everyone who I unfollowed."
And I
you
respect,
trade.
and I respect Milwaukee. I respect They come out and say, "Yo, we are willing to go over the luxury tax. We are willing. They're willing to do the things that Oklahoma City wouldn't do."
Couldn't wait to
No,
Sam Presti
any opportunity to dunk
His
on
team
Sam
fought
Presti.
in the first round. Check
I don't give a fuck.
team that had
Yeah,
Kevin, that drafted Kevin
and where they're gonna
Garnett,
be next year when they don't even have Chris Paul
Russell
they
Westbrook and James Harden.
they're gonna dump Chris Paul and
Serge
Steven
Ibaka.
Adams. Yeah. So
They drafted 4 Hall of Famers. Maybe Serge Ibaka isn't a Hall of Famer, but
Serge is not a Hall
who's the 4?
Hall of Famer.
No, Russell.
Westbrook,
Yeah.
James and
Yeah, not
KD.
Serge, but Serge is an absolute. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's an absolute great. He's a
Hall of
stud.
Fame role player. If they ever inducted role players into Hall
Sure.
of Fame.
Maybe.
Shout out to
He's-
Robert.
maybe. Sure. Yeah, have a role players Hall of Fame.
Yep.
PJ Tucker's in there. But yeah, I think that what other so these teams in flux that we just named, Rockets, Sixers, Bucks,
Mhm.
all of them are like in a fucked up situation.
Mhm.
And I heard that people were saying there's already rumors that the Sixers are going after D'Antoni.
Yeah.
They are going after him. And I'm like, ask you this question. I'm asking y'all this question. If you're D'Antoni,
Snake oil
Simmons and Embiid, they do not work in that system.
Yeah.
doesn't matter. He's a
But-
snake oil salesman.
But like, if you're D'Antoni, say you're Mike D'Antoni and you go to the Sixers, what do you tell them that they need to do? Do you trade away Embiid or you trade away Simmons?
I'm trading Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I'm trading Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Somebody was arguing with me over that. And I'm like, if there's anything has taught you, number one, Embiid is better than Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But number two, for people were saying that, oh, but Embiid can't run up down the court, blah, blah, blah. D'Antoni doesn't like bigs. D'Antoni just showed you, D'Antoni just learned that I need a big.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why LA got them up out of there.
Yep.
They tried it, and it worked a
He's
little
a
bit.
snake oil salesman, man.
What do you
Mike
mean by
D'Antoni-
that? What do you mean?
Listen, Mike D'Antoni is one of those dudes. He creates great systems, right? That'll have you believing, yo, this is gonna get us a chip. He ain't gonna get you no chip. He's gonna get you a lot of victories. He's gonna get you some MVPs too. He's gonna get you a lot of accolades. But when it comes, his systems always fail
They do.
in the playoffs.
They do.
Fail.
They do.
And then
He's a
for
second-round
coaches,
coach.
but no, not coaches. But you have owners and GMs that are okay with taking all those W's, knowing that chances are he ain't gonna lead us to no chip.
Because it's the chance, though. Because here's the thing: it's like whether it's Phoenix, whether it's Houston, whether it's was he the Lakers coach for a little bit, or the Knicks?
The Knicks.
The Knicks. He's going to give you a chance. He's gonna give you a shot. He's gonna
He'll
give
get you
you
to
a
the
shot.
playoffs.
He's gonna put fans in the seats and all that. And don't I'm not trying to count him out, dog. The Rockets were this close. No team was closer than getting the Kevin Durant Warriors up out of here than Houston.
Just took him to 7 games.
Yeah, they took them to 7 games, and they had to miss a record amount of threes in order to lose that game. And even when they missed that record amount of threes, they were still in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were the closest team to almost get them out of here. And Chris Paul was hurt.
Yeah.
Chris Paul didn't even play that game 7. So, if they get them out of there, they are whooping Cleveland in the finals. They are decimating Cleveland in the finals. So it's like, I don't want to. He is a snake oil salesman, the Pringles guy.
The mustache, all of it. The hair.
You know what I mean? But in the accent,
Wow, that's super racist.
I mean, no, it's just
The
spot
accent,
on.
Once you said the accent, yeah, we're gonna get fined for that.
Fine,
Carry
fuck
on.
it. I got the money.
Yeah, I got money. I can fight the cake.
Yeah, he is a snake oil salesman, but like I will give it to him in a sense of I do think his system works. It just hasn't worked yet. It's like to me he's like Andy Reid. Like Andy Reid has shown, Nick, I know how to do this. It just has not worked yet.
Yeah. Because I haven't had that right QB.
Right
yet,
right
and now
QB
he's
to get
got
this
it.
done and the right and also the stars aligned. Stars have to align a little bit too. You know what I mean? Patriots get eliminated early. Fucking Tom is washed, not washed, but you know what I mean. The late, you know what I mean. The Patriots, yeah, he's
Definitely lathering up. Tom, you ain't
the
washed
Patriots
yet, baby.
offense was washed. You know what I mean? And et cetera, et cetera. Everything lined up for the Chiefs to get it done and for Andy Reid to finally be crowned. And that's how I feel like I know Mike D'Antoni gets a lot of bad rap, but he's better than about 98% of you coaches that never take your teams nowhere. And that's how
You're right. You're right.
Know what I mean?
Snake Girl, all the same.
All the same. But hey, placebos work sometimes for the niggas that be
you know
faking
what?
it.
You know
And a
what?
lot of teams be faking it because they don't even really want to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody was arguing about that. I'm like, nigga, I'm getting rid of Ben Simmons. Are you crazy? At least with Joel Embiid in the D'Antoni system, at least Embiid will shoot.
Yeah.
That I tell him to, and he can shoot, and he's trying to get better. Simmons won't even shoot.
Yeah.
A ball dominant point guard, I don't need that. And if I need that, if you can be ball dominant, but you have to be able to shoot, you got to be James Harden. You got to be, you know what I mean? Even Russell Westbrook sucks, but you know that he's the only one that's allowed to
Russell
shoot.
Westbrook don't suck.
No,
Man.
he don't suck.
Injured, man.
But he's
Shout out
not
to Russ.
playing. He's not playing the way
Stop
we know
fighting the
Russell.
fans, Russ. I think Russ got a problem, man.
Yeah,
Russ don't want to let shit go.
he
dog.
don't. He don't. He don't.
And he knew everyone in there was family.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Rondo's brother runs the barbershop in the bubble. He knew who that was.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Russ, dog?
No, Russ is definitely like one of those like angry light skinned niggas.
Yeah, he is.
Mad at the world sometimes.
He is.
When Jordan said he's the one who reminds me the most of me, I'm like, yeah, that's all I need to know.
Yeah,
Takes everything personal.
he does.
He's like the bizarro Jordan almost.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's like a
Yeah.
wild pit bull sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like y'all saw that video of when I forget what series they were in, but it was during the playoffs when Russ was at his locker room and the camera was pointing at him.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's mean mugging the camera.
What is wrong with
It's like
Russ?
he's hiding some dope or something.
Yeah, like he's like,
Trapping in the bubble. Like, I'm like, dog,
what is wrong with Russ, dog?
he's funny, dog.
He's got a lot of anger, bro.
He do.
He lives a wonderful life, dog. He's a wonderful life.
Yeah.
He's
You don't know Russ's life,
he's got a
dog.
beautiful wife,
You don't know
beautiful
Russ's
children.
life,
And the
dog.
funny thing is, he don't even seem. It's like he's like that when he's in uniform. Because outside of it, he seems more like happier, bubbly.
Yeah, he
He's
seems
not
chill.
angry in interviews. He's not. Da-da-da. But once he puts on the uniform,
Yeah.
even in the locker room.
It's like it's a switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a switch. Maybe it's a
switch.
KG thing. Maybe because we don't have KD. You know what I mean? Because
It's a
KG was the
locked-in
same
thing.
type of way. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that locked in. Like
KGs, the Kobe's, the Jordans. I mean, even the Tim Duncans, he just did it in a much more quiet, even more savage way when you really
Right.
think about it.
yeah.
These guys, they just
Because I give you
lock
this.
in, man. With those
Yeah.
jerseys
But there
come
was a
on.
difference though. With KG and Kobe, there was like an air of like competitiveness, and you can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Russ just looked mad.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. He does look
It
mad.
just looks
Yeah.
like
He does look
anger,
mad.
Like he just pissed at everything.
Yeah.
Like,
He
You
hasn't
know,
tamed
you
it
know the
yet.
shit that's the
yeah,
real.
He hasn't
exactly.
tamed it yet.
You know the thing that's the true indicator to me about like how he's really ruled by this anger is he's the only dude that like at 31 years old, 10 years in the league, MVP, all of that. The series is over. Final minutes, whatever. He's still playing hard.
Yeah.
Most of them would have been, I'm on the bench, fuck this shit, I'm out. Or he's playing hard up
Yeah.
until D'Antoni tells him to sit the fuck down. And
He's tight.
that's what I respect. I respect him for it. You know what I mean?
He brings it every
he
night.
brings it every night.
And that's the thing about like, I think we were having that conversation a while ago about I think it was about like
motor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
And it's like James Harden, like he brings it every single night when he's in OKC.
Yeah.
And then even now, it's like, dog. Like,
He don't even miss games. James Harden doesn't even miss games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying,
was I saying?
You said there was a time.
Oh yeah, there was like a 3 or 4 year stretch where he like didn't miss a game.
Yeah, didn't
like
miss a
at
game.
all.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn. Like,
Yeah, like and that's why I honestly think that, like, yo, fucking put everything aside. Fuck all this shit. If I'm Milwaukee, I'm calling Houston. Who is the type of player that a player like Giannis, give Giannis a break.
Yeah.
Someone like James Harden, I'm gonna give you 30 a night off ISOs, this, that, and the third, whatever, and I can pass the ball. I'm gonna free him up to do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? And if they can figure out a way to keep Giannis, keep Middleton, and get Harden, get fucking Eric Bledsoe the fuck out of there.
That's the thing. I don't think they get Harden unless they give up Middleton.
I know, because I know the Rockets would want Middleton, but I feel like the Rockets would be down to just get expiring contracts, because I think the Rockets are like not trying to rebuild. I mean, not trying to reload. They're trying to unload at this point. You don't want D'Antoni. Fuck D'Antoni. We're going to get rid of Harden, and then we're going to try and move Westbrook as well. Russell Westbrook will get traded to fucking
The Knicks.
to the Sixers. Who knows? Or the Knicks or you know.
The Sixers. Exactly.
And that's what I mean about last podcast or 2 podcasts ago when I said about the Sixers. Like, why aren't you in the mix?
Yeah.
You should be in the mix for every one of these things that are going on. You should
And
be the
Elton
one
Brand's still the
salivating.
GM there, right?
He's still the GM. You should be salivating at all these teams fucking up.
Yeah.
You should be like, I'm on the phone with Houston for James Harden. I'm on the phone. Oh, Giannis is not happy, or Russell's not, or this or that. You know what I mean? Or middle, maybe you want to, if you want to go in a different direction, we'll join a 3-team trade and we'll land Middleton if we can get Tobias Harris the fuck out of here or something like that. You know?
See a lot of teams about to blow it up. This
Yeah,
summer.
a lot of teams. A lot of
Get
teams.
sprinkled onto the Celtics.
Yeah, or you look at those
Like, hey,
teams
you get
that are.
Robin Lopez. I should get both the Lopez brothers here.
Yeah, let me come on over here, Brooke. You know what I mean? And there's those teams there's mad teams that are on the cusp that are one person away. Indiana, one person away. Minnesota, young team, one person away. You're gonna have the Nets next year, up there, like, you know what I mean, up in the whatever. There's gonna be a lot of up and coming teams. A lot of these teams are one or 2 people away, and I feel like this offseason we're gonna see huge trades happening.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Celtics might fuck around and be a part of it with the whole Gordon situation. If Gordon doesn't restructure his contract, I feel like we might join in a trade that's going to move Gordon, and then us getting Steven Adams and I don't know, someone from OKC, fucking Schroeder, or you know what I mean, something. I just literally just threw that out there. That's not like a real scenario, but
Makes sense. I could definitely see a few different aspects of that move happening.
yeah. So how do y'all feel about the Clippers Nuggets? How the Nuggets pushing that to 7?
Doc has a habit, man.
Yeah.
Of letting teams back in.
He does.
We've been through this when we had them.
Yeah. The Clippers been through it, even with the first iteration of the Clippers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doc has a way of his guys getting to amp on their own shit. And they overhype themselves, man, and they psych themselves out of the game. For a game, nigga, you still got to play a game here. You know, like, no, you're up 16, you're whipping the ass, but there's still 22 minutes left in this game.
Yeah.
And
this motherfucker Nikola Jokic is not here for any
Yeah, he ain't
games,
playing.
boy.
He ain't playing.
Think he's playing by his money?
Yo, he
All
ain't
he's
playing.
is y'all.
Murray ain't playing.
Any
Harris ain't
motherfucker
playing.
Tell me one motherfucker named Jamal who plays. I dare you.
Millsap ain't playing.
Paul.
I gotta play in Denver. You know how angry I am? Let you LA niggas, y'all like, what?
The
warmest I ever am is on the court.
That's y'all problem. I think y'all the only ones from LA.
Like, what you talking about?
Listen, real talk, I would not be so. Of course, no one would be surprised if the Nuggets won Game 7, right? Only reason I'm not picking the Nuggets It's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
That is the only reason I'm not picking the Nuggets.
That nigga's about to. Kawhi Leonard's gonna have a moment where he blocks a nigga with his like bare hands and then runs it back and does one of his robot dunks. You know what I mean? That like let niggas know what time it is.
He's gonna block Murray and then come back and dunking on Jokic. That's the type of motherfucker. Yo, listen.
Yeah.
That motherfucker don't care out there.
No, he don't.
Y'all think Kawhi Leonard give a fuck?
He don't. He don't. And I see a lot of people, and you know it's a lot of because the Lakers
Kawhi's
are
gonna win
the
Game 7.
the Lakers fans to me. Lakers fans are so nervous. I've never seen they think that that's confidence.
Yeah.
They're nervous
Nervous.
in the way that how amped they are to see the Clippers lose. They need the Clippers to lose.
Yeah.
They need them to lose, and I don't think the Clippers are losing tomorrow. I think they're gonna win. And you're gonna have to face the Clippers.
Yeah.
You're not avoiding the Clippers, and I think the Clippers are gonna get them niggas up out of here. But I did say that I think the Rockets were gonna get them out of here. I underestimated that Daniel House was gonna try and sneak chicks into his shit and get kicked out the bubble, and then I underestimated the fact that Russell Westbrook was going to be dominated by LeBron the way that he was. Like I didn't anticipate that. And that Rondo was gonna go playoff Rondo. I was wrong. I thought Houston matched up really well with LA, and I thought that they were gonna get them out of here. Shows me what I know about talking all this big matchup shit. But yeah, man, I think the Clippers are gonna right the ship, and they're gonna get them up out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm picking the Clippers to win Game 7. Pick Clippers in 6 or 7 against LA. And yeah, same thing. Like the Clippers, they outside of the Celtics are the team to beat in the playoffs right now. They're the one team that matches up perfectly against everyone. They ain't gonna. I was about to say they ain't gonna be out coached, but they can be out coached. You know, and then it isn't even that Doc gets out coached. I just feel like his guys, man, he's such a motivational dude. His guys get too hyped. If it get to close out games,
yeah,
man.
I think they play down to their competition.
Yeah,
Doc Rivers' team. Trust me, we know. We watched the 2010 finals. They play down to their competitions historically, and I feel like the only reason why that the Clippers might not do that with LA is because they think the Lakers are their true competition.
Yeah.
And that might be the thing that actually saves them from doing that. Maybe.
They won't fall asleep because the comp won't allow them to.
Yeah.
Even if they play down to the level of the Lakers, you're still playing up.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that analysis. Yeah, but Game 7 is going to be crazy. Denver ain't going to lay it down.
No, they won't.
They ain't going to lay it down.
They won't. They won't. You're going to have to lay them down.
And listen, this after thinking about this actually goes against how I generally feel about rookies. But I fuck with Michael Porter Jr.? That rookie,
Yeah.
I fucks with everything that he said and everything that he's doing. Was it distasteful? Yes. Is there a better way to do it? Yes. But motherfucker, Trump is president.
What did you say?
Fuck
again?
it. Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
He's a rookie for the Denver Nuggets.
Right.
And after Game 5 after Game 4 going into Game 5, or was it Game 5 going to Game 6 check?
I think it was 4 going into 5.
Yeah.
I think they were down 3-1 at the point.
Yeah. After Game 4 going to Game 5, he doing one of his post-game interviews made a comment, long story short, saying, look, Jamal Murray and Jokic are great and everything, but there's other dudes on this team that can score, who need the ball in their hands as well, et cetera, et cetera. And it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I wasn't one of those people who rubbed the wrong way, but it is what it is.
I was.
But, shout out to him. And that team is real fucking talented. That's a team where if a motherfucker like D'Antoni was to get in over there, it wouldn't be so much of a snake oil salesman. Because
Right.
then he's really got everything.
Because when
his system to run the way it needs to run.
100. Because when I talked about the Sixers a couple of weeks ago, when I said that I don't want anybody from the Sixers system, but I will take anybody from the Nuggets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got from Harris, Barton, Murray, Porter Jr., freaking Jokic, all of them. Like those
Young
are all
gunners, man.
young gunners. And like I had to learn the hard way. There was one time I was at work the Nuggets were into town in Boston, and I was going to the game. And a client came in and he was from Denver, and he's like, you going to the? He's like, yeah, I'm going to the game today. I was like, oh, I'm going too. And this is when the Nuggets last year had the best record in the league, and the Nuggets were playing fucking great. And I'm in my head, I'm like, man, it's still the fucking Nuggets. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta learn today,
yo. And I'm like, he's like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, I think we got you today, man. I think, yo, we were playing great. Like, get your tall ass out of here. Nigga. What the fuck you know about? We're the Celtics, nigga. What you know about fucking Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie, and Marcus Smart? Nigga,
yo.
the Nuggets whooped our ass, nigga. We were just, the crowd was quiet. I was sitting there, heated. The Nuggets whooped our ass.
We got your number tonight, pal.
Yeah, I think we got you. You know, the Celtics are great, but we got a pretty good team there. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Boy, listen, I was looking for that nigga in the crowd. I was like, yo. But yeah, so ever since then, I've been paying attention to that Nuggets team and seeing just how talented that team is. They're really, really talented.
Listen, man, and this goes back to what the
And I'm mad because Mike. Can I just say this? And fuck Mike Malone for being bald by choice. The fuck? I was heated when I found this nigga in the bubble. All of a sudden he got hair. I was so you were shaving your head by choice? Anyway, go ahead.
What were the draft years for Jalen and Jason?
2016, 2017.
That 2016, 2017 draft.
That was Murray, Siakam, Jalen.
Who else on the
Simmons.
Nuggets got drafted out that class?
Not joking.
Nah, not joking. I think he was the year before. I don't know. Maybe it was Barton or Harris. Maybe
Barton or Harris, perhaps. Yeah. Nah, they just parallel the Celtics to me in a lot of different ways, in particular with their young talent.
Yeah.
You know, you got young dudes going out there getting it on offense and defense. You know, that's a team of all the teams left in the playoffs, I wouldn't want to have to go up against. I wouldn't want to have to go up against that. Not with them like going to the finals now, because that team they already play with a sense of like we don't give a fuck, and we're about to just hoop on y'all. Yeah. You know, it takes a certain type of like that first series Jamal had going back and forth with Donovan, and then to be leading his team back to game 7 against Kawhi.
The Nuggets drafted Murray and Hernan Gomez in that draft, and then Malik Beasley as well.
Beasley's he's still on their team too. He comes off the bench.
I think so. It's funny enough. Fucking guess who the Nuggets drafted that? Oh shit! Did that have to do with the Melo trade? Because the Nuggets drafted Jamal Murray with the 7th pick, but that was via New York. So that was the Knicks pick. But I feel like like that's the funny shit. You know, like when they be trading these players and like these big trades and like, oh, and a draft pick for the 2027 draft. Yeah. And it's a throwaway. Yeah. You don't care. It's the 2027 draft 7 years from now. But in 7 years, if you suck and you get that number 1 pick, that goes to that team. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how we got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the Nets.
Shout out to the Nets.
Still eating off that deal. We still eating off of Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett.
Old Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett.
Don't hit the player, hit the game.
So you got the Clippers in Game 7. I got the Clippers in Game 7. Do you have the Clippers in Game 7, Alec?
I got the Clippers in Game 7.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for the NBA. I mean,
Kawhi in Game 7.
You got Kawhi.
Kawhi in Game 7. Listen, this is where like, and then when you went in the next round when you get the Clippers versus the Lakers, it's like, what's it? The unstoppable force meets the immovable object.
Yeah.
It's like, who am I picking in Game 7, LeBron or Kawhi? I just have to see it.
In 2020, I'm picking Kawhi.
In 2020, I'm picking Kobe.
Yeah,
he's gonna come out the stands.
Yeah. For real.
One last series.
One last ride. Like on some what was that movie? What was the movie called when
was it Kadeem Hardison and Marlon Wayans?
Yeah. That's mad random that you knew
Ghost
his name
Brothers.
right off the top.
Because I was thinking about the same
Six
movie.
Man.
Six Man. Yeah.
Six Man.
Yeah.
Great movie. But yeah, so the NFL season started yesterday. Another one with mostly no fans. Any team that has that resides in a state that has any respect for itself made sure that there was no
Let's
fans
not
in
get
the
all
stands.
political here.
No, fuck that. No.
You just mad you don't get to see your Patriots the way they get to boo everybody in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Kansas City's fans for keeping it a buck though. Ain't but 20 of us here, motherfucker. We're gonna let y'all know how we feel.
Phil, you niggers in your fucking Black Lives Matter. Let's get this out of the way. Lift your voice and sing. Crazy
That's
shit.
why I will always respect the Southern races versus the Northern.
Yeah.
The Southern's gonna
Own
let
that
you know.
shit. Oh, they own it, dog.
We won't let niggas of your kind come around these parts. Now get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, man, the
Appreciate the honesty.
first Patriots game was yesterday. How did y'all feel about how we played?
I loved it and I hated it. I loved it because I love our offense that we ran with the talent that we have. I hated it because I felt like we should have won by more. I felt we left a lot of points on the scoreboard. But after speaking with Checky yesterday and him introducing, rationale and all, removing your emotions out of the situation, it made a lot of sense. Like, bro, there wasn't even a preseason.
Yeah, no
Like,
preseason.
There was no preseason.
This is the
So
preseason.
Be prepared to see a lot of sloppy play in the NFL, period. Not to say the Patriots were sloppy,
Yeah.
but just be prepared. Because when I was watching some of those highlights,
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
For
yo.
every highlight, there was some dumb shit going down.
And and when I'm looking at the stat lines, a lot of, from my point of view, a lot of pass interference calling.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of sloppy defenders out there too. So you're going to see a lot of reckless games that come down because of ridiculous penalties.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Definitely.
crazy this year. A lot
Definitely.
of sloppy play.
That
But the defense is going to pay for it.
Yeah.
The defense is going to pay for it more than the offense. Because
A
they'll
lot
let the offense get away with that.
Yeah.
With the fuck shit.
A lot of muff
they need the
punt.
points.
It's like shit that's like buttoned up shit. Like a lot of muff.
Fuck, I love football. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know.
all this basketball shit don't even matter to me, nigga.
I did-
Yeah, whatever, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't know.
NFL, let's
Yeah.
go.
Because you know what the fuck? The thing about the NFL is that like we kind of put all that shit to rest. Like in the NBA, I love the NBA, but we talk about individual players so much, and we don't really talk about teams in the game. But in the NFL, it's like nah, nigga, because this is team.
Yeah.
Your offense, defense, special teams, coaching, all those things, and it's like
family shit now.
right, and it's
we
like
haven't beat a Rooney family in years.
yeah,
The Belichicks are coming to town. The father and the two boys.
yeah, and so it's refreshing to be able to talk about both because we're able to talk about both differently, and but yeah, we see a lot of shit that just needs to be buttoned up, a lot of muff punts, a lot of blown ass coverages, a lot of like little dumb shit, and I didn't know that I missed the NFL until I saw the game start, and I'm like, oh shit, I did miss it, and
I'm actually watching
also
the first week of football.
Yeah.
The first time in years.
Right, exactly. That was the thing. The other thing I was getting Jeremie about. Like, Jeremie's coming with all this smoke about the Patriots and how sloppy shit was. I'm like, why are you even watching the game? Jeremie doesn't watch like the first half of the NFL season. Yeah. He doesn't.
In particular,
because he thinks because this is his privilege, right?
It is.
He's got fucking
winner.
6 rings.
I'm a winner.
And now he feels
winner.
like he can take a vacation.
Goddamn
off.
right I can. I've been to this dance before. I've been to this dance. I know the music. I know the steps. I don't need to be here for this shit. Oh, we won. Let me guess. Oh, 17-10. Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, right.
Whatever.
You one of them pink hat fans, nigga. That's what them pink hat fans be doing.
Very disrespectful.
It's disrespectful that you don't watch the game.
You talking like I wasn't here in 95, 96 watching us get waxed against the Packers. You don't know me.
Hey.
You don't know my story.
Hey.
You don't know what happened. I got there. No. I have the right now as a Patriots fan, as a sports fan of Boston sports, period.
You talking?
Take a seat, and it isn't considered bandwagon jumping when you own rights to the bandwagon. So I'm gonna step off a little. I'll be back when the playoffs start.
You hear this guy?
Call me when the AFC Championship starts.
You hear this guy?
Call me for the coin flip of the Super Bowl.
You hear this
I
guy?
don't got time to be watching us go 13-3, 14-2, 15-1. I don't need all this. I know how this ends. The only reason I watch it this year, we're under new leadership. Cam, I love you, but I gotta make sure I can trust you with the car.
With the cat.
Gotta make sure I can trust you with our baby. This is the Patriots we're talking here.
It is.
I
It's
mean,
a big jump.
I'll be real here. If shit gets a little racist because you're fucking up, I'm gonna have to let that shit slide. If you stop fucking up and Patriots fans start going a little racism on you, listen, because I heard him get a little salty about Thomas Edward Brady a few times.
I mean,
I think Tom had a few Millers before the game, guy.
it's Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Please respect. Please respect.
With all due respect to Tommy out there,
We all right.
hope you're having fun in Tampa.
In Tampa, them
Like
niggas
a
get
fucking town.
fucking waxed.
Listen, you know how bad Tampa is? Like, listen to white people talk about Tampa. That's all I'm gonna say. That's how listen. Who are those guys on the Sports Hub? Is it Tommy Curran and
Felgen,
Felger? Yeah,
Felger
yeah.
Mass.
Felger Mass. Listen to Felger Mass talk about
Any northern Florida
Bay.
city for that matter. That isn't Orlando, which is more like Central Florida.
Goodness. Don't even call it Orlando. You mean Disney World?
Yeah, Disney World.
A Disney World that cesspool surrounding it. You want to listen to classism? Good old Boston classism.
Classism, yeah. Elitism, nigga. Northeastern bias.
These motherfuckers said white trash on the air, and I felt so offended because he meant it, dog.
Yo.
Said white trash with a hard H.
Hard H.
Yo. But yeah, like, yo. Yeah. I'm happy the season's back. I'm happy the season's back. And
But Cam looked great, man. Cam looked great.
yeah.
Cam looked great. How do you look to you, Alec?
He looked good. He didn't really do anything that I didn't think he would do. He ran the football pretty well. The only thing that kind of surprised me, though, I felt like he was getting hit kind of a lot when he was like running in the pocket and stuff.
Get
outside of
used
the
to
pocket. And I don't know if it's really sustainable as the year goes
Yeah.
on.
I don't
Cam
like
is
it.
Cam
obviously
doesn't know how to get rid of that fucking ball, man. That's his
Yeah.
problem still.
and he's been open about like not liking taking like mad hits all the time.
Right.
Like so.
Throw the ball away then.
But
you
the
earned a
funny
few
funny
throwaways,
thing
bro.
is that what's like it piggyback on what Alex said and how much he was getting hit. It also surprised me how many times the Patriots actually ran it.
Oh, yeah.
Like designed runs with him and designed because I know, listen, Josh McDaniels has his new toy. You know what I mean? And he's gonna try out some shit. And I'm cool with him trying out some shit, but don't crash the Porsche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't crash daddy's Porsche. You know what I mean? Like, and
Bill, Daddy love his new Porsche.
yeah, he loves a new Porsche, nigga, and he will take the keys quick.
Have y'all peeped the salt though? Bill's been like
Throwing at Tom.
throwing that Tom.
Yeah, by gloating over Cam. Yo,
We never see Bill talk about this with any of his players, with the exception of the linebackers who retire underneath.
yes, exactly.
The only time you see Bill get emotional and gloat about a player is when it's his linebacker and the linebacker retires.
Yeah,
It's the only time.
that's it.
Everybody else
Or
is trash
over
to Bill
or
Belichick,
over
though.
an opponent.
Yeah, over
He'll
a
gush
goal,
over
yeah.
Ed Reed.
Yeah.
He'll gush over Ray Lewis. He'll gush Tom. He'll be all right. Like when Tom had that fucking shit, had the stitches in his hand before. He's
Number
like,
12.
it's not like he cut his finger off.
Yeah.
Number 12, he'll be fine.
12 is fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be ready for the game.
He wants.
Totally good.
He be talking about Cam like that's his son.
Yeah.
Like his prodigal son is returned. He gloats over Cam. I'm like, what is going on?
Listen,
You think Tom and Bill like hate each other?
I think that they dislike each other. I don't think they hate each other. I think they've won too much for them to hate each other because I feel like it's that respect. I think they have respect for each other. Tom knows that I'm not Tom Brady without Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick knows I'm not Bill Belichick without Tom Brady. Even more so. So I think that they both are in deep competition with each other. It is Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick in every way. In every way this season. Tom is on, they both have a vendetta to be better than each other.
Yeah.
And it's apparent. It's apparent.
Tom's
to
gonna,
me.
Tom's gonna have to adjust to some losing that he losing during the regular season he ain't used to.
Because the mistakes.
But he'll understand. Well, whatever. Because I fucking literally lost undefeated going to the Super Bowl. Just get me to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Get me to the fucking playoffs.
100%.
So I can come for these motherfuckers' heads.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Tom, I think Tom is going to have it's all or nothing with Tom this season. He either has an MVP like season or he's garbage. Or he is garbage where we're like, oh my God, they're considering benching Tom in Tampa.
Yeah.
They're talking that bad. Because he's going to be in a new system under new coaches and new environment that's like, they're not used to protecting a Lamborghini.
Which way do you think it's going to go?
I think he's going to have a great season.
What do you think, Alan?
I think he's gonna have a terrible season, but people are gonna count it this year because there was no preseason. They had like virtual OTAs or some shit. There's a lot of like asterisks that you can pull to if Tom has a terrible year.
Yeah.
Even those TMZ photos of him holding those private practices with wide receivers, breaking COVID guidelines, not giving a fuck because I'm Thomas Brady.
All the passes they were fucking dropping last game, nigga. It seems like the practices went to shit.
Yeah. And I agree. I think that I agree with both of y'all. I think that there's built-in passes, built-in excuses for people, including Tom, to not have that great of a year.
Yeah.
But I also think that Tom is going to have a pretty good year because Tom has a lot of weapons. And those, I feel like his weapons are going to pick him up.
Yeah.
Because he got Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronk. Who's the other tight end? The nigga, that stud dude from Alabama. I think he's in his second year. Cooper, Howard. You got Leonard Fournette behind there. You have that other running back, Jones. And didn't they sign LaShawn McCoy too? Yeah, they signed LaShawn McCoy. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, they signed LaShawn McCoy too. I'm pretty sure. So he's got a lot of weapons. And he got this little white boy. And you know Brady likes his little white boys. Pause. And I don't know what his
QAnon shit you about to go into right now.
I forgot what his name is, but what's it called? I forgot what his name is.
Another slot receiver.
Yes, another tiny slot receiver. Slot receiver. So I think he has his weapons. I think his biggest thing is going to be about discipline. It's now he is not in Belichick's house. So you are going to have players making mistakes on offense and defense, special teams, etc., that he's not used to even being around in mass in the Patriots. And if that happened, he knew what was gonna be the result of that. You know what I mean? That's just not gonna happen a second time. Yeah. You know, so
I don't have to worry about this shit. Coach is gonna handle it.
Right, he's gonna cut. Whereas, like, I don't know if Arians is gonna, wrangle things the way he should. So
you were talking about Mike Evans?
Yeah, I said Mike Evans. Yeah.
Oh, that's not the slot receiver you were talking about?
No, this is like a little white boy.
Rookie?
I don't think he's a rookie. But like Godwin almost led the league in catches last year. I think he did lead the league in catches last year. You have Mike Evans, who's a fucking Pro Bowler. You have Rob Gronkowski. You have OJ Howard, a great other tight end. So he has his two tight end set. He has his wide receiver that's over 6 feet, Pro Bowler. You have his little miniature slot receiver, and he has a speedy receiver in Godwin. Like, he's got it all. And
they put up 17 points last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put up 7, but I mean, he threw that pick 6, which was like bonkers. He threw 2 picks, yeah. But like I said, they had no preseason. Yeah. This is like, get out the kinks.
Yeah. First 4 games are really gonna be their preseason then.
Yeah. So we got 1 minute left. Any parting shots?
Not really. I don't think. Oh, well, I guess stay safe out there in Cali. The wildfires are going crazy.
Yeah, stay safe out to y'all for real. Orange skies and shit.
Listen, 2020 ain't over with us, dog. 2020 ain't over
It
with
ain't over.
us.
We got 3 more months.
Fuck.
3
Yo.
more months. But yeah, man. But any parting
I
shots?
got no beef with nobody, dog. No parting shots.
Yo. Yo, thank y'all for listening to episode Sweet 16. Thank you. See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Possible.